Here we are at our secret hiding spot on the GPAA claim. We chose this area because someone's already done a lot of the work. And over here you can see they exposed some of the caliche clay layer where we find a lot of the gold sitting right on top of it. I guess right now let's put together the dry washer and get to work. Then I can have the cameraman do some shoveling. There really isn't too much to setting up this machine. We'll set the concentrator box off to the side here. And now we're going to set up the leg assembly. It's pretty simple once you've done it once or twice. Same way you put it together is the same way you take it apart. You flip the thing upside down, you lift up the legs, you kind of position the short legs, find where they line up and go in. Then get the other leg. Now pull the legs forward. First clip, you want it in the center position. Second. Now, take this up, fold that up like so, and let's figure out where we're going to position the machine where the wind isn't going to carry all the dust right back into the area that we're working. Since the wind is traveling south here, we're going to set the engine upwind of it to make sure that we don't dust out, especially the air filter on the motor. So we're going to set this where we want to use it. We'll set this. We also want to make sure that we have a proper angle on here. We're not really on level ground, so what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the hopper. Okay, there we go. Got to make sure that the button's popping out on both sides. We gave it a little more angle so it feeds a little better. And once we get a little tailings on the ground, it'll be a lot easier to adjust it. There we go. Now we'll take our concentrator box, drag it over to the machine here, set the concentrator tray, whoops, like so, and then hook the little clips to the D-rings, and we're almost there. We try to make it easy to take it apart, assemble it and disassemble it, because you never know, you might have to check out a lot of different spots and you don't want to spend a lot of time putting it together. And there we go, there's the basic unit. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to find a good location for the motor. Probably move the dry washer over here a bit. Find a good location for our motor. This looks like a good area right here. And now we're going to take our hose with our two clamps and clamp it all together up to the bottom of the concentrator and connect the other end of the hose into the blower here. One nice thing that's to have is like a little multi-tool or pliers. It's kind of all built in one, but kind of nice to have. It makes it a little easier when you want to do these little jobs without carrying a toolbox. So we're going to clamp this underneath. Get that hose underneath, flush to the box. We're going to clamp the hose here. So we're going to take the hose here and put it on the blower. Make sure we get it on real good. Slip it over. clamp over and then tighten it up. Okay, once we get it all tight, we're ready to go. Let's start it up. Okay, make sure our fuel is on. Make sure that we get a little bit of throttle. That's full. That's low. We'll put it right about in the middle. It's an automatic choke on the engine, and there's also a kill switch on the front of the motor, so you can turn it off real easy. That must be off. There you go. That's a Honda for you. Well, let's get to work. It's only our first shovel load here. We'll get a look at the concentrator tray in a moment. Now this is a very dusty type of material, and as you can see why it's so important to keep the motor upwind. A lot of dust in this material here. Steve, hold off for a second so I can show them the inside of the riffle tray. As you can see, the material is agitating in the riffles quite violently as it's separating out all the heavier particles as the black sand and gold drops to the bottom immediately. Look at that material dancing there. Amazing the amount of vibration that the box puts out. Let's see how the hopper works. Go for it, Steve. It's amazing, with this kind of machine you can shovel all day. You can see the material, how it goes through the adjustable gate. Now by adjusting that plate back and forth, you can regulate the flow of material going into it.